to receive the award of Doctor of Philosophy for the thesis entitled Designing an Advertising Model for International Marketing in Cultural Context of Southwest Nigeria, Adegoke Oluvui.
Hello guys, welcome to my review today. Today's review is rather emotional for me. Now the clip you guys just watched was in 2018 when I actually did my graduation. Right, that was my PhD graduation, by the way, and I'm just here today to encourage someone out there and also to kind of talk about a particular lens that I use as well for that graduation. For your information, obviously we as a photography company, we also do graduations, supporting people graduating. I always love to see people graduating, and it's my joy. So my journey as a photographer, and maybe most of you watching this review don't even know that, oh, this guy's got a PhD. For me, it wasn't about the PhD itself that is a big deal, but it was a journey of self-actualization, of self-discovery. Now, I know somebody maybe out there, maybe you are kind of frustrated about life. You are tired. You are thinking you don't want to do anything anymore. And you've tried different things and it's not working. For me as a person, I was written off when I was younger. And everything I'm revealing or talking about today is not about a fake thing. I'm actually speaking the truth of my background, right? I didn't come from a poor family, or neither did I come from a rich family, but I would just say we are middle class, whereby I do get things that I little need, but not over pampered and things like that. But I lost my dad at an early stage in life, and all I wanted to do before I lost him was that I just wanted to play football. I wanted to be a professional football. And I'm sure that most of the people watching this review today probably would, they're my friends back in school, in secondary school, they will tell you that they're kind of surprised that I'm not a footballer now, because that's what I dedicated my life to do. I just wanted to play football and nothing else. And my father and I used to have a lot of arguments, and we used to have issues. He wanted me to do well, but I didn't like him then, because why? I want to play football. You just telling me to go to school. You want me to study hard. You want me to do that. He promised me heaven and earth on school, but he will discourage me on playing football, because he actually played football, and then he got injured at a point, and the government didn't look after him, and he just felt like, look, and thank God that he was able to pick himself up and do well, pass his A levels, did well, and he became a director. And a life was spent, but he was also encouraging me to say, look, focus on academics. I'm not saying you should, but at that time, we as young people were strong-headed. I didn't like his advice. I hated him. Like, why this man doesn't want my success? Eventually, when I lost my dad, it was like we all lost our backbone. And at that point, my life changed. Like, I knew there was nobody to fall back to. There was nobody, like, every man for himself, because our dad was a big factor in the family, like a breadwinner, like he does most of the. My mom was very supportive. My mom is a lovely mom, like, support, because we are like 8 children in the family, and my mom will have to look after everyone. So he dedicated his life to looking after us. So when we lost our dad, it was like, wow, it was a big problem. But I kind of turned over my life, and I started to take things more seriously. I started to apply myself, to kind of say, look, I need to double up. But at that point in time, I have not applied myself to learning. I don't believe in education up to up to that stage. So I struggled with everything. I was the lowest in my class. I scored the lowest grade. In fact, at one point before I lost my dad, I went for an exam and I scored 1/100. 1/100. In fact, to make the matter worse, the teacher said he just gave me that one because he doesn't want me to score. Just want me to score 0/100. It was that bad. My dad left that place shaking his head. That I felt like I let him down. And when he died, I thought, look, it's now time for me that this man didn't actually see, what he wanted me to be. And I just, was like excited to now do things, but I was doing things for him. Like at this moment, I was like, I want to be good for him. I want to achieve a lot for him, but I was struggling with my education. At the university, I didn't do well as well. I dedicated my life to doing different things. Things I was happy that doing it. I was a president of a club. I was a president of my department for a certain number of years. All in all, I do feel that I came out with a bad result in my own view as well. And I felt like I've let the whole family down again. But at that point in time, it was as if God is giving me a second chance. And I said, look, at this point in time, I need to get things right. So I said to my friend, I said, look, I'm not looking for a job because I think this result I came out with is bad and I want to restart my life again. This is after my BSc. And I said to myself, look, I don't know how long it will take me, but I don't want a job, right? I don't want to look for a job. And my friend was like, how are you going to do it? You finish your education already. Nobody's going to give you any more money. Even this money that you got to finish I was supposed to go to a private university. But at the end of the day, I still came out with a bad result. And then, people will just make fun of you at that point and say, look, they believe that private university is not the best in terms of, people, maybe we don't get the best resources and we don't have the best, lecturers and things like that. And so for you to now get a bad result out of a private university, I think it's like the worst. So I decided to, applied, and that's when I came over to the UK and I started, my life over. I started with my PhD. Now, to cut the long story short, and the clip that you guys saw earlier on, obviously, is my PhD graduation. Until a moment in my life whereby I kind of, my leg, I had an injury when I was about to represent my university in all private university game, and I couldn't play football at that moment, and that's all I wanted to. So I feel like my dream had just been dashed, and I knew that there was no other way to play football again except. So I quickly ventured into table tennis. I did well in the private university game, but that was the end of it. So I knew at that point that my football career probably has come to an end and I needed to do something else. And I now realized everything that my dad was saying to me was very quite important. And I said, no, I'm going to do this for myself. I want to stop doing it for my dad at that point. I want to do it for myself because I see the moment I try to impress him, it's no more, it's dead, but I still want to impress him. But I see that I was doing things for him, not doing it for myself. And I think I struggle with that. I was like, every time I do something, I'll be like, oh, is it good enough for my dad? Will my dad like this? But at the moment, I just said, okay, boys, stop all these things, right? Focus on yourself. Think about yourself, like not being selfish, but do it for yourself. Do these things for yourself. Do it because you want to be successful for yourself. Do it because you want to be happy. Do it because of, and I started looking at things differently. So I want to encourage everyone out there. Now, most of you, I play the clip first because I want you guys to see the PhD and you'll be like, oh, this guy's got a PhD. But to me, getting there was a rough patch because I wasn't even an average student. I was below average student at most of my life, and even people that knows me in terms of education, they know they're aware that I struggle a lot in moment area. So many people look at me out there and they envy me at that point in time. At that point in time, they're like, oh, I like him, I want to be like him. But inwardly, I was struggling. With a lot of stuff, especially academically, and this was not because my father died. I had that pain for a while, but that was, and when I failed in my university, like I didn't come up with a good result. I'm not the kind of one I'll blame people or blame here or blame me. I kind of took my responsibility myself and I said, look, and that's one thing we have to learn. We should stop blaming everybody around us. I know things might have led to things that are affecting you right now. But if you want to make headway and you want to be successful in life, I think we need to take some certain level. Don't be too hard on yourself, but take some level of responsibility and say, though I have fallen, though I have contributed to me falling, but I can pick myself up. I can do better than this. You need to apply yourself. And I just started applying myself. I started doing things, spending time, when I finished my PhD, not PhD, PhD, which because I was trying to rebuild myself. And, I didn't have money. Nobody was sponsoring me. I was working hard. I would work about 12 hours and I would start to study for about 3 hours. I would sleep for 2 hours or 3 hours. I would go back to work. It was a cycle that was difficult. It's because of the way I was spending my life before. And I knew that I need to make up for those lost times. But now it was much more difficult. But I just want to encourage you, don't give up. I want to say to you how they're looking at me. Look, I am still a normal human being, still striving every day to be better. I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm better than where I was before. But so I'm just encouraging you out there that, don't give up. Whatever you're doing right now, and maybe you're feeling frustrated, you're feeling down and out, it's not the time. Giving up is not an option, right? You need to keep eating hard. You need to keep at it. You are almost you're gonna strike gold at some point in time. On my graduation day, I was so excited. I was so happy. It was like the happiest day of my life. Happiest day of my life. Not because I was not because I wasn't doing it for anybody. I was doing it to prove myself. I was like, I can do this. I can get to that apex. Though I was a bad student at one point, I was the worst student at some time. This applies to every area of life, not just in education. No matter what you're doing, remember one thing, that if you have hope, if you have life, you can still make the best out of your life, right? The final thing I want to talk about, obviously, in relation to my photography, is that during my graduation, I've used just one camera. I've taken most of the pictures that you see was taken by my equipment, and obviously through someone who came along to help me. But one thing I want to talk about is the advantage of having the 72 to 200 lens. It's a lens that I feel I do not use most of the time, but it comes in handy when you need it. So I need to bring out this lens for you guys to see. So this is my 72 to 200. Now this is the f4, by the way. This is not, there's a 2.8 version, but this is the f4 version. This lens is built like a tank. When I say like a tank, yes, this is like all metal lens, and it's strong. I love this lens. So for most of this picture that you guys will be seeing at the end of this review was taken by this lens. What I've done is I just put my camera in auto for the present, because the present doesn't it's not that like a pro photographer, and but I wanted to document my PhD graduation because it was just a special day for me, and that's why I would recommend this lens for people. Make sure you have a 72 to 200 in your bag. It will come in handy if you do weddings, if you do like graduation. Probably you need to take things from afar, sports, things like that. It's a good lens to have. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my review today. I just made this review to encourage someone out there. So please, if you've learned one or two things today, please, click on the like button, and please do share this video and, like as well. Thank you everyone who has been supporting me so far, and I absolutely appreciate everyone. On to my next review. Everyone have a lovely day. Bye-bye.